So we will be starting, okay? So as you welcome everyone for this training, the Hermes training program. First of all, I hope that everyone is settled. You are not too tired. We are really so happy and excited to see you here. So just to go back with a memory, you signed up for this training as a pre-conference day. This training is part of the Hermes project. This is a project that was is still undertaken by the DDRS committee. And part of this output is to have a training. So today we are going to have this face-to-face training, and it's going to start now. It will be 4 sessions. Each session is totally different. I'm going to introduce the trainers before each session, and at the end there will be hands-on. I have distributed to you, like on those QR codes, hands-on questions. You will be just answering them through your mobiles, okay? And at the end of the session, there will be also like the survey for the overall session and what did you learn about it. As you see, this session is recorded on a video, and at the end also, I would like to our IFLA DDRS committee, the Hermes committee, they would like to have a kind of your feedback about the session. So for those who would like to volunteer to be part of it, so please let us know at the end of the session. So it will be, I think, like recorded. It will go through social media. Just I want you to know about this. So let us know at the end of the session if you are who would be interested. Okay, so I will start now. I would like to start with Silvana. To introduce Silvana, just a second. So to know more Silvana, Silvana is the creator and project manager of ILDS, an Italian nationwide service for resource sharing currently used by more than 900 libraries and their end users at universities and institutions on public research and health. Silvana has been a member of the IFLA Document Delivery and Resource Sharing Section Standing Committee. In 2020, under the regis of IFLA, together with other colleagues, scattered all around the world, Silvana contributed to the start of Received. It's the first experience of free digital resource sharing worldwide to respond to the COVID emergency. At present, Silvana is the coordinator of the EU-funded project Hermes, which aims at ensuring sustainability and long-lasting impact to Received. Silvana is interested in the matters regarding building resource sharing communities and open science. The floor is yours.
I have a question. Katya, who are you?
Oh, sorry. Important questions, thank you. Sorry, I think a lot know me, but a lot of you do not know me. So my name is Katya. I am a librarian. I work at Qatar National Library. I'm the Access Services Manager. So I've been at the library since the last 8 years, and we started with the library, with the project even before it opened. So if you want to be members, actually you cannot be members, sorry, because you are not residents in the country, but you can definitely benefit. Our library, we are going to have a library tour actually after tomorrow, Wednesday and on Thursday. We are going to have 2 library tours. You will get to know more and more about the library and all the resources and the building as well. Okay, so thank you, Peter, and here you go.
Thank you, Katya. So thank you, Katya, for organizing all of this and allowing us to, to realize these training courses. This actually is the first in-person training courses, which is part of the Hermes training program. So I will introduce very shortly the Hermes project, and my presentation actually is a presentation. The second part, Ertuğrul Silmen we will talk right after my short speech, and Ertuğrul is the coordinator of the Hermes project training activities. So before to talk about the Hermes project, we have to explain in a few words what is received. Received is an initiative which started when the pandemic spread, the COVID pandemic spread, and suddenly our libraries were was not possible for libraries to access their own print collections. So the national resource sharing networks were jeopardized, and actually, so the resource sharing at national level was not possible anymore, and there were no reliable international resource sharing infrastructure, so in such a large scale. So in March, beginning of 2020, discussions started with colleagues in the document delivery and resource sharing section, IFLA sections, Peter Baer was actually leading these discussions, and discussion also with other colleagues in Italy, because if you remember, Italy was actually the second country that was impacted by COVID after China. So we were the Italian librarians were the first one who experiment this big problem, critical things that they suddenly they weren't able to access their own collections. So we started to talk how we could help librarians in needs, and also, we wanted to create a tool that could be used not only by Italian librarians, but any other librarians in the world which would be in need. And actually, the pandemic situation spread not only Italy, but then Europe and all the world was involved in the pandemic. So we started, the Receive was started as a very minimalistic service with a very minimalistic software support, with just a form to request document, and most importantly, there were a group of volunteers, and the volunteers which have been involved from the beginning were the American libraries, the American volunteers, because they had in their, in the US country, a great work of the digitization of collection has been done much more than in Europe. So they were able to provide documents even to, for instance, to Italian libraries, even from their own collections, thanks to this great digitization work that has been done in the US. So Receive It start like that. And you will learn much more. We will have, you have a keynote speech on Receive It on the day 2 of the conference. So this web request form was put in place. It was a very simple way to request a document, and thanks to the initial assistance of OA Works, which is a company which has powered the open access button API, which allow anyone to retrieve a version, open access version of a document if existing. So it was created the receive.org website, very minimal website where it was possible to access this request form. And so the first request was received on April 2020. When this initiative was started, we thought that this initiative would have lasted, until when libraries would have needed it. So until when the COVID would be still there. And actually, we started with a wish that since it proved to be successful since the beginning, because there were many requests and many volunteers, we were able to fulfill those requests for free. So our wish was that this service could continue even after the COVID pandemic emergency would end. So that's how was conceived the Hermes project. The Hermes project was conceived with this goal to reinforce the received initiative and to guarantee its sustainability in the future, and also an impact that could last more. And also another aim of the Hermes project is to provide educational institution high quality, fast and free access to knowledge by putting in place a certain number of actions. So the Hermes project is carried out by 5 partners. There is from 5 different countries. CNR is based in Italy, acts as coordinator of the project. Then we have 3 universities, Balaban University in Lebanon, University of Cantabria in Spain, MEF University in Turkey, and IFLA. Beside the partnership, we have the Hermes Scientific Committee. This is a group of really, outstanding members which have been involved from all parts of the world. And there are members of the IFLA document delivery and resource sharing section, and other international experts on librarianship, on open science, copyright, and resource sharing systems. So the task of the Hermes Scientific Committee is to provide feedback to the partners on the state of the art of the Hermes activities implementation, and also to assess, to evaluate, and to suggest, about the progress of the project, the quality, and the relevance of the action we are putting in place. So the Hermes project has been funded by the European Union in the framework of the Erasmus Plus sub-program Partnership for Digital Education Readiness. The total project budget is almost 200,000 euro, and the project will last 2 years. The duration has been extended, actually, and the project will end in April 2023. Direct beneficiaries of the project are librarians and information professionals, researchers, as well as university students. So Hermes, there are 3 intellectual outputs that are expected to be delivered by the project. So there are actually 3 different activities which are carried out by the project. First output 1, is a collective publication. Second output is a new open source software. And third are training courses and training activities for librarians and for community. By community, we intend teachers, researchers, students, university students. So we'll give you an overview about the first 2 outputs. The first output, the publication. What is this? Actually, is a publication which now is under the process of final revision, and will be published as an IFLA professional reports. The publication title is Document Delivery and Resource Sharing Global Perspectives, and you will get an extract tomorrow in the conference back. Will be an extract of the publication with the chapters, index of the publication, and this extract of the publication has been printed in 2 languages, English and Arabic. And also in this extract you will find an international resource sharing manifesto. So the aim of the publication was to provide an overall, a general framework for thinking about resource sharing as a core library service, while supporting research, education, and also access to collection on a global scale. We had three objectives that we wanted to accomplish with this Hermes publication: to explore the current state of European and international resource sharing systems, to present practical issues about resource sharing and access, and also to document the impact of laws and regulation on interlibrary loan, that means copyright laws, and the impact of licensing terms on the possibility of supplying articles of chapters to another library. And the Hermes publication will be used as training material in the Hermes training activities. The second aspect of intellectual output of Hermes is software. The software name is Talaria, will be a new open source software which has been conceived with the aim to improve the existing system which we are using in Received, and to increase its robustness, reliability, scalability, in case that more libraries will join the Received community, improve user-friendliness, as independence from commercial platforms. So this Received new software, new platform, will be used by librarians to deal with very difficult requests. I mean, those requests that they are not able to find a supplying library in their usual community, national or international, okay, or catalogs. So the idea is to be the platform for Received, which would be able to connect, to bridge resource sharing network and communities which are very well established in the world, but which are not connected, not easily connected one to another. So this is the idea of Received. And if you have the patience, I mean, to wait, we will have a presentation of Talaria for software on day 3 of the ILDS conference. So third, as activities are dedicated to training. There are 2 kinds of trainings that has been designed in Hermes project. A training for librarians, which aim to reinforce librarian skills, also in resource sharing, and also in using the new Received software, and training for the community, for students, teachers. So this distance training will be addressed also to students with the aim of reinforce the competencies in searching and retrieving quality academic documents through open access tools and library resource sharing services. So before to pass our testimony to my colleague, Ertugrul, just to highlight which are the impact that we expect from the Hermes project. We expect to build a community of libraries willing to share their resources in Europe, and mainly in Europe, where actually we feel this need, okay, to foster the emergence of a common European vision on resource sharing, and also internationally. We expect to have more university and research library active in the Received group in Europe as well as in the world. We expect to have more librarians, teachers, researchers, and students at universities and research institutions aware of resource sharing principles and practices. And we expect to have more online training courses available for librarians and for the community, and also to increase the number of all openly available lessons and educational materials and assessment tools on resource sharing. So please, I would like to to ask Ertuğrul to come here, and Katya, and Ertuğrul will present the training in Hermes.